If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Now things are good. We'll move on to vendor master configurations. So before that, I was told that the system issue is solved by basis. Let me go through it. Oh, sorry, this is later. Now we move on to S4, then we go back. Okay, let me create a quick business partner with group, and it's allowing us to extend to the vendor company code and PORG levels, guys. But with the organization, yesterday did not support. So let me pick one. 6509 comes with which one? Okay, let me pick this. Go to it. Check when BP. Save 6020. That's okay. Go to FLVN 0001. Go to the basic data here. Language. Save. Search term. Maintain something. Okay, go to company code. Maintain a company code. Okay. Supplier. Adopt. Reconciliation account. Check. Oh no, still it gives up the same. Why is this happening like this, but not for 6509 as a group, as an organization? Yes. BP 509. Strange, it's allowing with some account groups, but not some. Let me go to display mode. Go to general data, vendor general data, and it comes to 1977 as an account group. Okay. Let's create a 1977 account group. 19. Okay, save, change, go to FLVN00. Okay, vendor general data, save. Company code. Okay, no worries. So we'll leave it aside and we'll go move on. So I have informed the team again, though they said it's sorted. So now what is the point we are going to discuss is we have seen how the business partners are created. Then now we have also seen yesterday also we have seen how the business partner should be extended to the required roles such as vendors and customers to wherever the process is required. Right. So we will also try to see how do you configure the system so that in what way you need the business and vendor setup you will have to do. Okay. So let me talk about it now. So first, we'll talk about how you configure the vendor account groups and processes in ECC first in a glance. Okay, we will not cover that for more, but we will just cover it in a glance that what happens in ECC. So in ECC days, what we used to do, we will define the account groups, right? Let's suppose if I go SPRO, reference IMG, enterprise structure, sorry, no enterprise structure, financial accounting, this financial accounting. Then here you go to accounts receivable and accounts payable. In the accounts receivable and accounts payable, you go to vendor accounts, master data. Then you'll have something like preparations for creating vendor master. So you define the account group. So you will define the account groups. Standard ones are 0001, 2, 3, 4, right? You see vendors, good suppliers, alternative payees, invoice presented by forwarding agent, ordering address, and you will have LIEF, KRED, right? LIEF and KRED also as account groups you have. And you also have something called CPD, CPDL as one-time vendors. Okay. Okay. So now you see these account groups you create. If you want to customize it, you can customize, right? You can copy and create, and you will create a number range. You want external or internal, you will create, right? Okay. And now you'll assign the number ranges to account groups. So to a vendor account group, you'll assign the number range. Okay. So now we move on to this. Same way we will do this in S4 also. We will do it in S4 also. So how is that done? Basically, so if you go to now, what should we do is we have a BP number, BP group, right? We have a vendor account vendor number, vendor account group. So since you are creating the BPs with vendor, since we are doing the BP number and you with a group you are creating, so we need to set up this, and we are extending the business partners to vendors. So you need a vendor number and vendor account group which it is created with. Same way, if you want set up with this thing, customer name for customers, customer number, customer account group is also required. Okay. Okay. So now what are we doing is, okay, we have to first set up a BP number and BP group if you want, or you will set up a vendor number and vendor account group. So first we'll do a vendor number and vendor account group. Well, let's do a custom account group. Okay, in S4HANA. So there is no change in the way you do the vendor number and account group setup from ECC to S4. I repeat, there is no change the way you will do an vendor number and vendor account group setup. Go to SPRO, reference IMG, go to financial accounting. Okay. With financial accounting, you go to accounts receivable and accounts payable, supplier accounts. It was vendor accounts in ECC. Now it's called supplier accounts with master data. Okay. You go to preparations for creating supplier master data. Okay. Now you see define account groups with screen layout. You can create a custom account group. Uh-oh, 15 user. Can you come out of it, please?
You can check.
Okay. Team, as this will be a theory practical with in-house lab session. So our first 1.5 hour we'll be doing the practical with me today, and then later on we'll be practicing. Okay, so you will get time and we'll have the query solved. So please just stay with me for the first half of the session where I'm explaining. Second half it will be practice with me along only. That's why. Okay, thank you. So now you want to create an vendor account group. So let me pick any Z1 to start with. Okay. So let's suppose I'll go with ZUD1. Okay. ZUD1 is an account group I have. ZUD1. Oh, why is this gone? Vendor account check. Vendor account group. Okay. I'm creating a ZUD1 as my vendor account group. Okay. Where this vendor account group is, and if it's a one-time account, we'll have to tick it. If not, okay. Okay. Then you save. So vendor account group is saved. So this ZUD1 vendor account group, let me store ZUD1. Okay. And this ZUD1 vendor account group, what we have, we'll have to create a number range. Go to the interval and pick a number range that is required. So maybe let's see if something I'll show you, like you see 01 to 1 to 100, 10 number range is there. This is an internal number range. I repeat, the UC is the serial number 01. Instead of creating a new one, I am picking an existing one. Okay. Instead of creating a new one, I'm picking an existing one. So if you want to create also, it's the same way. So you see 01 to 100, 10 is the NR status. So I'll pick this 01 number range and I will assign it to my account group which I created. Assign number ranges to vendor account groups. So ZUD1 I'll create. So I give my number range called 01. You can pick from here also. It's an internal number range. Okay. With S serial number as 01, 1 to 100 as the internal number range. Okay. Okay. Now this is done, right? Assign number ranges to vendor account groups is good. So this is not enough because we are not directly creating a vendor from XK01 in S4. We need a BP group and a BP number range also. We need a BP group and BP number range also. So now what will you do is close this financial accounting since the vendor account group setup is done. Now you go to cross application components. Where will you go? Cross application components. Here you will have SAP business partner. Okay. Business partner, basic settings. Okay. SAP business partner, basic settings. BP row, then you will have something called number range and grouping. Number range and grouping. So you will create your BP number range and group. So what is my BP number range and group I want? It's up to me. So let's suppose I will create a number range, and then later on if I want to do a group, we'll go further group I can go. Or maybe so let's suppose you see this 01 range I have 1 to 100, but its NR status is 100 completely utilized, so I can't use it. So but you see this 02 is there, 1 lakh to 1 lakh 909, sorry, 10 lakhs to, yeah, 10 lakhs to 19 lakh 999, out of which 298 vendors are only used. So what I will do, I will pick this 02 for BP range. Okay, I'm not creating a new one at this moment, at least. Afterwards, after this scenario, I'll create. Okay, I have to create a BP group. I have to create a BP group, which I will call it as ZUD1. So my BP group also I'm giving the same. There is no wrong. You can give BP group. Okay, with number range 02, I'll pick. Okay, enter. So what am I doing? I'm creating ZUD1 is BP group also with 02 serial number with 10 to 19. Just for understanding sake, I kept like this commas, guys, as the number range. This is also internal. So what am I doing? My BP group is having an internal number range. My vendor account group is also having an internal number range. So the BP group and vendor account group I created same. It's not mandatory that you should create the same 4-digit code. The 4-digit code can be alphanumeric. Anything you want, you can create. So I save. Okay. So I have saved this config. So since I have the BP group and vendor account group and the number range is defined, if I want to go to create a BP and extend to the vendor, system will not allow me to do so. I repeat, system will not allow me to do so. Why? I have to link which business partner group should be created or extended as which vendor as vendor with what account group. I repeat, which business partner should be extended to the as a vendor with which account group we have to define. So before, if we don't define that and you go to BP and try to create a BP, okay, if you try to create a business partner with organization ZUD1, you see ZUD1, if I create, okay, I'll try to create ZUD1 BP1. So if I save, business partner will generate with 1000 series. You see 10 lakh series, 299 is the one got created. Right? All good so far. Now, if you go to the change mode and try to extend to the vendor role. So system should be extended to a vendor role. I'll give the data required. So if you go to the vendor general data, system is not populating any account group and in number range vendor. If you do a check, system gives an error. You cannot create a vendor with the BP group ZUD1. With ZUD1 BP group business partner, you cannot create a vendor. Why? Because we have not configured in the system. So if you have to configure that in the system, what will you do? You will have to go to, you can close this. Okay, you can close the business partner and you see something in the bottom, master data synchronization. So we should go into it and do the config. But before I go into this master data synchronization, I'll wait here for a second. Anybody has any question? Feel free to ask me. No questions? Okay. Now, if you go to master data synchronization, what are we going to do? With which business partner group, BP group, what vendor account group will be allowed to create or extend as a vendor? We are giving it here. Okay. So this master data synchronization, if you go, you'll go to customer vendor integration, CVI. In this customer vendor integration, you'll go to business partner settings. In the business partner settings, you go to settings for vendor integration. In the settings for vendor integration, you go to field settings for field assignment for vendor integration. In the field assignment for vendor integration, you go to assign keys. Then you will define the define number range assignment for direction BP to vendor and define number range assignment for direction vendor to BP. So basically, if you see in the master data synchronization, you have customer vendor integration in the which you'll have BP settings, then settings for vendor integration, then you have assign keys. For assign keys, you'll have define number range assignment for direction BP to vendor or vendor to BP. So we will create usually the BP and extend to the vendors. So we will always define the number range assignment for direction BP to vendor. But for data loads, there might be like they will push from a program perspective. So in order not to go wrong, we will do the direction for vendor to BP also the same. So go to define number range for direction BP to vendor. So here you click on a new entry. You will see the option called BP grouping and vendor account group. With you want a same number or a flexible group options. So if you decide, you will give ZUD1 BP group. Okay. Here you will give ZUD1 vendor account group. Okay. And if you want a same number for BP and vendor, it will not come now. If I save, it will not come. Why? The number ranges for grouping ZUD1 and account group ZUD1 are different. So if you keep the same number range maintained for both BP group and vendor account group, then if this same number tick is done, then only the business partner will be created with the same number with vendor account group. So how is that done? I'll show you. But now you see at least the ZUD1 BP group is assigned to ZUD1 vendor account group. It will allow you to convert one BP into different, sorry, to as a vendor role. So let me go out of this screen, go to BP again. So ZUD1, we have a BP. So now let me go to the change mode and go to FLVN 010001. Any role is fine. Okay. Now you go to the vendor general data. You see ZUD1 account group is coming because ZUD1 BP group is maintained to ZUD1 vendor account group. System is coming up. And let me maintain the system also here. And if I save, this business partner will be extended to a vendor with a different vendor number. You see, 9 is the vendor number coming up. So BP number and vendor number are different. So if BP number and vendor number should be different, then you can create your own number ranges for BP and vendor the way you want, and we can proceed. Any questions so far in this scenario one we have discussed? Anyone?
Yeah, I have this Srinivas here. So if
Go ahead.
both the supplier and the vendor number we want the same, then setting should be number ranges should be
I'll show
same,
it
right?
now. Yes, I'll show that now.
Okay.
So your question, the answer is yes, but we'll talk about it now. Any other questions? Anyone?
Yeah, hi. Uday. For defining
Yeah.
this number assignment, is there any direct transaction code is available, or do we need to follow the steps what you have shown?
There are transaction codes, but unfortunately, I don't remember them to tell you at this
Okay.
moment.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there are like I think XKN1 is the one the same as in ECC for vendor slash XKN1. XKN1 for vendor number range and BP number range. Sorry, I don't remember, but at least this one I remember.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Anyone? Okay. So now what will we do, team, is basically we will try to we'll be trying to create an second scenario, which is the most common scenario where the BP and vendor number will keep it same. So unless the client specifically says a business reason why they don't want the BP number and vendor account number same, like they ask, okay, I want a different BP number range and a vendor account number range. Till then, we don't create any different number ranges. So also we will create the BP group and vendor account group also the same 4-digit code. The reason is, so usually most common scenarios in business I have seen, at least to my experiences, we will create now account groups as per the partner functions. VN, OA, IP, GS, right? Is one common scenario we create where the goods suppliers into one account groups, then invoicing parties to the other account groups, and there would be other scenarios are like where sometimes we do domestic and foreign vendors as different account groups, right? And we'll have a different account groups like one time also CPD, which is standard you can do. So this is the most common scenario we use. And other than this, what happens, right? So this is the most common scenario we will have with which we will work upon. And then the same ZVN or ZUDN, whatever the naming convention we want with the client we decide we'll do. So BP and vendor account group can have the same account group, but it doesn't mean that it should be same mandatorily. Okay. So same number range if we have to do, how should we do? I'll tell you a scenario. So scenario 2 we are going to talk about is how if the same scenario, same number range is required, how will you do that? So the first thing we'll go do is vendor account group. Okay. Let me go to financial accounting. Okay, so financial accounting, you will see already it's open. So accounts receivable and accounts payable, master data, then vendor supplier accounts, then master data, when preparations for creating vendor master. So define account group for screen layout. So I can copy an existing one or create a new one. So I'll call this as ZV11, sorry, ZV00. My account, mine. So I'm following this range. Okay. So my user ID I was given is MM00, right? So let's suppose I'll start with 00. Whoever the user now will go on create with the unique users we have, right? 15 unique users. Like you have 1, 10, 11, 22, 15, 17, right? So you follow that range. So it will be no confusion we have. So account group ZV00 we have. So ZV00 is what? Vendor account group. Okay. So ZV00 is the vendor account group I have in this system, which I will use to create. Now, so now I'll save this. So after this ZV00 vendor account group setup is done, you'll create your number range. So be very careful before we create the number range. Now we want the same number as BP. So let's pick a number range and follow that sequence. 61265. So 6527, 6767 to 7000. So let me see if anything after 7000 is there, or if not, I'll use the 7000. 7000 to 7100, 72 to 7300. In test systems, of course, this is an experienced group, so please don't mind me saying, but still have responsibly maintaining the number ranges of 10, 20, 30, or max of 50 or 100. because we definitely know we are not going to create anything more than 10-20 vendors in a batch, right? So that it helps everyone to practice well. So please do that is my ask. So you see 7,500, 8,000 is also the max used. So let me see if after 8,000 we have any. Yeah, 8,100 to 9,000. You see, this guy is never gonna create 1,000 vendors. Unnecessarily, it was blocked. So that thing, let's not do that. So let me see if anything after 9,000 is used. It doesn't seem so. Okay, 9,000 to 9,999 is also used. Let me see which one we can pick. 51500 to 51600. Okay. What scenario shall we use? Okay, let me pick a unique series then. Instead of this, let me pick this. 35 to 4 series is also picked. So let's do one thing. 5 1 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So it's a 10-digit vendor number we can do, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 to 10 I'll use. So from there on, 10 to 20, 11 to 20, 21 to like that we can use. You see, 20. Like that we'll try to use. Okay. So what am I creating is a number range 5 1 all zeros to 5 1 10 20. So that's a bigger number range, but yes, everyone, there's a very big number range people can use, right? So please use that. So I'll create my own number range. Okay, I'll create my own number range with serial. So I'll start with Z1 series. Okay, Z1 series I'll call. Maybe if T is empty, maybe I can do a T series also. Yeah, T series with TCS. Let's start a T series. Okay, I'll do my one as T0. Okay, so just to start with, but here this time I have to give my number range as external. Remember, my vendor number range is external. I'm giving why? Because business partner is creating a vendor. Remember, technically in business partner BPT code, we are extending the BP to vendor. If we want the same number range, SAP believes the vendor is an external to the BP. So we need to create the BP with an internal or external what you want, but vendor as external number range. So now you save. So I'm creating, you see, there is no block. So I have created T0 as the number range with serial number. So now you go to assign number range to vendor account group. So you go this ZV00 and assign the T0 number range that you have created. T0. Okay, save it. So what is done so far? ZV account group, right? So ZV00 is created with this number range, this external number range with T0 as the serial number. So now you have to go to business partner. So if you have to go to business partner settings, how do? You close this financial accounting, you go to cross application components. In that you will have SAP business partner. Open the SAP business partner and business partner. Right, in the business partner you have number range and grouping. So first you have to define the number range and grouping, which should be exactly similar. Okay, remember team, we should be having the exactly similar one. So you should have the T0 series serial number. Okay, T0, it's same. Now you want external or internal for BP, it's up to you. You want SAP to generate or you will generate. So I can keep it internal and click enter. It should not be overlapped. You see if it's overlapping with GS. What is GS? GS is saying this is the heavy one they blocked. You see 4 all zeros to 777. Why? How can these people block this? Yeah. So let me come out of it. Let me adjust the number range and go. Okay. So GS, let me edit it. It would ask me to nullify the number range. Oh, still it allowed. Okay. Now you go back. It's saved. So create your own. That is T0. External, internal, it's up to you. So now there is no error. You save it. Okay. This T0 number range you should assign to your BP group. So I'll create my BP group as ZB00. My BP group is ZB00. Okay. And my number range is T0, which is internal, not external. If you want external, you can keep it. It's up to us. So now you save, right? ZB00, ZB00 with T0. Same. So what I'll do is ZB00 BP group with T0 as serial number. So remember, serial number and number range both should be the same for BP and vendor account group. And vendor account group should have external number range tick, whereas when BP can have internal or external number range. It's up to us. Now the BP setup is done. So you have to go to master data synchronization. If you go to master data synchronization, right? In master data synchronization, you will see customer vendor integration, setting business partner settings, settings for vendor integration, then setup, you see assign field assignment for vendor integration, assign keys, define number range assignment for direction BP to vendor. Here you should click on the new entry and you should give this ZB00, the ZB00 BP group, ZB00 vendor account group. Okay. Same number tick. So if you keep same number tick and enter, system is allowing now. You see, because the vendor account group has the same number range with serial number, BP group also have the same number range with serial number, and vendor has an external tick. Now same numbers is allowed. So you can save the same numbers. This is the config we do. There is something called flexi group, which I have never used, but something like for multiple account groups, you want the same numbers flexibly. That's something SAP says so with that. So you see enable flexible grouping for suppliers, enable you cannot select same numbers and flexible grouping at the same time. That's for sure. You want the same number and you want a flexible is not making sense. Same numbers require the strict mapping of business partner grouping to the supplier account group, including the validation of matching number ranges. By default, the system displays the existing group mapping as changeable value. CVI accepts the incoming deviating values for both account group and supplier. That means for multiple account groups, supplier account groups for one BP, you want to have the same mapping, right? Then you can have a flexible grouping assignment. But let's not do that flexible grouping, which we never use because we'll have different account groups, BPs and vendors. We'll create in coordination like that, and we'll save. So now that's it. We have done. If we try to go to create a business partner now, so /nbp, let me go again. You want to create a person, organization, or group, anything, system will allow you. Go with the group ZB00. ZB00 is my BP group. I'll give the name one, Uday Industries. Okay, and then I will give maybe the group BBD. Okay, and if I save, my BP group will create the business partner with the 5-1 series, you see. And now if I do the change mode, I go to the vendor FLVN00, then you will have what? You will also have the details to be given. And okay, now you go to the vendor general data, same number, you see, same number it comes up, and you save. Language key has no entry, probably a couple of came up, so let me delete one, and now it allows. Search term is mandatory. Let me do a search term. Where is search term? Save. So this customer specific data due to changes has been saved. Okay. Now you see this vendor has been business partner and vendor has been created. So with the same number. And let me go to company code data we want to do. We can do a company code. Let's see if this should not give any error. Just save. Something is wrong with the address only. That's okay. No worries. We'll leave it. We'll take it up later. So you see, this is how the business partners should be extended to vendor account as vendors with this setup. Where remember, vendor account group should have the external number tick. Okay, and you should also have the BP number range, either internal or external. That tick or how the setup needs to be done, it's up to you. Okay. Then so now this is what we have done. We extended to the BP to vendor, right? So BP to vendor is done, but now you want to move the same BP you want to create as a customer. So the requirements usually come up in case of distribution and retail businesses. I repeat, distribution and retail. So it's not a pure IS retail solution I'm talking about. There would be distribution companies where we implement SAP, right, to the which are not manufacturing alone. So in those businesses, you will have the BP as a vendor and customer also. Like they'll buy from the same guy and they'll sell to the same guy also. That kind of scenarios I have seen in past. So Now what happens is basically you will have a vendor and customer, right? So though if in those cases, how should you do is you should create the same setup for customer also. So for suppose if I go, let me close this. Okay, let me close this cross application settings. You go to again financial accounting, but this time not to supplier accounts. You go to customer accounts. In the customer accounts master data, preparations for creating customer master data, you should create a account group. What account group you create is up to you. So maybe I'll create ZC00, ZC00 customer account group. Okay, save. So this ZC00 customer account group, right? You should create a number range. So what I'll do is I'll give the same number range to this also. So I should not have it blocked. Let's see if it is blocked. Let's see. Okay, not there. So what I'll do is, let me see if T0 is consumed. No, not consumed. So you'll see T0, same number range, external tick, because the BP is extending to the customer. So you should give this tick. Interval overlaps with GS. Very good. So let me cancel this, come out of it, go to edit, and let me change the GS setup. You see, this guy has blocked this also here. So let me change it to here. System allowed, come back, go again, create a new one, T0. This number range you want external, you kept it, saved. So the T0's serial number, what you want, you created. Go to the assign number ranges to customer account groups. So you have your account group, you see. You see T0. So to this customer account group, the number range is assigned. So it's very similar the way we have that for vendor. So what did we do is we created a customer account group, we created the number range, we assigned the number range to the customer account group. So same thing I'll talk here with external tick. Remember the external tick is required here. So this, since the BP is extending to the customer role with the same number. So now this is done. Close this financial accounting. Okay. After closing this financial accounting, go to cross application components, in which you have to go to SAP business partner is not required, because in SAP business partner already the BP group and number range is there, right? But to this BP group and number range, customer account group should be added. So what should you do in that case? Close this BP group and go to master data synchronization. So in master data synchronization, you will go to customer vendor integration, then BP settings. Instead of going to settings for vendor integration, you will go to settings for customer integration. So now this customer integration, you go again, field assignment for customer integration, assign keys. Here you see the number range assignment from direction DBP to customer or customer to BP. From direction BP to customer, customer to BP. So go to this direction BP to customer and assign your account group BP group and when customer account group. So ZB00 is my BP group and ZC00 is my customer account group. And with the same numbers I want, I'll click enter. So once you click enter, system validates. If there is any error, system will show, but there is no error. That's why system is allowing us to proceed. So where you will see the BP group and the customer number, right? Both are same with customer having the external take. So same number is given with the serial number. So save. So this will be done so that the BP is linked to the vendor account group. The BP is linked to the customer account group also. I repeat, the BP group what you have is assigned to the customer account group. The BP group what you have is assigned to the vendor account group with the same number. So you see, vendor is having the same number range, customer is having the same number range, BP is having the same number range. So now what happens is the BP is extended to vendor roles FLVN00 and FLVN01. Now, if it's a customer to be the BP should be extended as a customer. If this guy is also a customer to us, then you will have to extend that guy to, let's suppose, let me do 5 1 star. Okay, I take this Uday Industries. So now I'm the change mode. You see, if the role is maintained, it shows like maintained. If it's not maintained, it would show empty like this. You see, FLVN00 is maintained, FLVN01 is empty. The same way, if you go business partner general, it shows it's already there. So now you will go FFF FLCU0001. What you want, you can go. So if you want to create it as a customer, yes, you will see the same details that are required to create a customer would be asked. Okay. And if you go to the customer general data here, you will see ZC00 is the customer account group with which the customer number is created. You see? And if the sales and distribution data is required, you'll go here and you will extend to the sales area. You'll go and extend it to this customer sales area. So the same orders, shipping, billing, partner functions, all the data would be there. And if you go into this, oh, sorry, totally lost. So let me go back again. And if you go into this FLCU00, it would be the company code data, where in the company code data, all the customer general data will come again. You can see the details, and you want to extend the company code level for customer master, you can extend with the reconciliation account, payment details and all. So this is how, okay, this is how the vendor account groups and customer account groups with external number range should be set up and linked to the BP group so that the business partner can be extended as a vendor and customer. This is the CVI integration. So everyone is a business partner, and whoever is being extended to whoever is working as what role, that role will be assigned to the person. So if the business partner is there, the business partner is the guy who will be what we say. The business partner is the guy. If he's a customer, we'll extend to the FLCU 0001. If he's a vendor, we'll extend it to the FLVN 0001. These are the predominantly used roles in a vendor and customer space. But there are other roles as well, like you see, bank customer, private company account holder, prospect, commission clerks, agent, sold to party, ship to party as roles, right? Carriers, right? So different roles you have. So those all roles would be different aspects if at all to be used. So remember, we will create the account groups only for vendors, different types of vendors. There would be requirements coming in like, can I create each one vendor account group and 5 roles? Okay, there would be requirement coming like one account group I'll have for a vendor. If it's VN, I'll have one role. OA, I have one role. No, that's not a correct design. Vendor, company code, and PR level you want, you have to use this roles as SAP gives. And you want any vendor, what different account groups you want to identify in your business with, go with your account groups only. So the same way of ECC way of creating the account groups is the best way. 5 6 account groups what you might have. If there's a company code level data, extend it to FLVN00. If it's a purchase org level data, you will extend it to the FLVN01. So this is how we do. So the BP and vendor and customer are linked together. Now it makes sense, guys, everyone. Any questions? I'll wait here for a second. Any doubts? Any one of you have?
So that if I have a different OA partner and a different PI partner as compared to what is my main vendor, I'll have a
Mhm.
different BP for both of them. Like I'll have one BP, one OA vendor assigned to
Correct.
it, one BP. Okay. And then I'll
Correct.
combine that together in this partner function here, right? In the
Yes.
main vendor partner function.
Yes. Exactly. Any other questions? Anyone?
Uh, Hi, Uday. What if we
Yeah.
create the vendors using some program and then assign it to BP? Can we do that?
We load the vendors with a program and we want to extend then it to a BP.
Yes.
So usually what happens is the way that system allows, but that messes up. So that's why I said, right. So when we load also, we recommend for the loads, programmatic ABAP custom loads or the IDOC way of loads. So it should be designed in such a way the BP is created and then extended.
So recommend is first we have to create the BP and then extend it to vendor
That's
in the
the preferred
program.
way.
Okay.
Correct. But to your question, if I go back off the screen and come back and try to create a, right? So the moment I try to create with an organization, system always brings you the BP role. But instead I say I don't want to create a BP and I want to create directly a vendor role. So system allows you, see, do you want to create business partner in BP role suppliers, or do you want to save first the BP role and then change it? So if I say no, do you all do data already entered is not saved during creation? I did not anything. So you want to create? Yes, you go. So if you go directly, the vendor is being getting created. Okay. Okay. So let me, if I want to save, there is an already vendor account group and number range we have the setup for, right? So that's why, let me go, where is this? System is creating the business partner. You see, it's creates a business partner with the vendor role. So if I take this business partner and go to this /OSC16N, if we go to LFEA1 and BUT000, what is the output? I'll show you. So if you go to LFEA1, the vendor role is created. So we have the vendor, right? And if we go to BUT000, you see, by default system is creating. So if you do that also, system will bring it up. But manually when you're doing it, system brings, because it knows, right? So every possible check on the data config point and the coding perspective would be done on manual checks. But if you think, if any one of you who worked with the data loads particularly through ABAP programs or something, right, system doesn't system sometimes will bypass these errors. It directly lets you into the data, into the tables directly, right? So it forces you into the table, so it will forcefully do the data loads. So that's where some issues will arise. So for data loads we have to be consistent enough. We recommend that you build a program that way, that you create a BP and extend to the vendor roles. So most commonly what we do is we ask them to create a BP and extend them to the role FLVN01, because all the purchasing vendors we need usually for purchasing, right? So any account group only for company code payments they need, that we say, okay, you go to FLVN00, but usually go for FLVN01 role and maintain at least the BP address as vendor address also, so that there would be no mess up. And to your question, it's a lengthy answer, but to your question, I said, right, BP number as an assignment for vendor to BP and customer to BP we do, because if at all a customer is created, it should also create this BP with the same number we want, just for the data loads. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Anyone? Any one of you? Any questions? Let me know. Okay. So what will we have today is, guys, from 11 to 12:30, what we'll be doing is, since this is a configuration, only one after the another can go into the system mostly, right? So we have 15 participants. Of course, it's not enough 1.5 hour, but thinking about like maybe each user takes 5 minutes, it would take around 10 users for 15 fives are right. So that would be enough to do that. So with a buffer, so each of you create your own BP group and vendor account group and have this number range followed, right? If you see ZB00 is mine, right? ZB00 is mine. So now you move on with your number range for 11 to 20, 21 to 30. So user ID wise you can go, but don't, maybe if you want for better clarity, I would tell you is each user ID wise you can go into the group one after the another. One user does the config and conforms to the next guy can move. That way if you systematically practice, that would help. And I'll be there during the course of time. Any issues, any path doubts you get, you can ask me as well. Okay, team, I am back. So what I ask team is, I'm out of the configurations node as well, so so that people can log in. Sampada, if you don't mind, can you please give me that list, paste it in the chat?
Sure. Yeah, I'll undo that.
So we'll see if we can plan the users. So we have in total 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So total 15 users. So if anyone wants to start with 11, Pawan, Rishi, so you team with any training I take, if it's more than 5 users, I follow this method because it would not struck up the people. Like 11 user will log in and do his setup and conforms, then 12 will go in. Like once the 11 user is done with vendor setup, he'll confirm and he go to BP, so that user 12 logs into vendor, and once he's done he'll give it to 13, and once he's done to 14. So this way of loop communication we keep easily one after another without delay, everyone can do. So if you feel this can work out for you either in your group or in this chat, I'm okay. I don't feel it noisy or anything. It helps people, and you just ping or you update. And any questions any one of you have, you can share and ask me. So you want to go with this way, I would recommend. If let's suppose 11 and 12 have access, Taha doesn't have access, or she's not available, he or she, right? Then we'll skip it and we go to the next user as usual. So if in between something 13 comes up later, after 14, 15, before going to 16, 13 will do it and then we'll go it, right? That way we can go. Please see if you're able to do it. Do that way, starting from Pawan with user 11. The ask is, let me post this ask again. Create a BP group and create a vendor account group with vendor number range external, and then you create a BP group, internal or external, it's up to you, and BP group, so that you assign both BP group to vendor. And if you want to do customer thing also, do the customer practice as well, because it helps for you in the projects when you go. Okay, because the point is on this, how particularly in S4 certifications, what's happening is they are asking on the system level as well, unlike theory alone. Like, how do you set up so that this will work? I have faced on vendor master at least 3 questions. That's why we stress upon this topic, because it helps you to practice, it helps you to implement when you go for implementations. Please go ahead, team. Any questions? I'm here. I'll help you with. So I have to be in sharing so that the editing team will work with, they don't think they're, or don't put anything. So any questions any one of you have, let me know. I'll stop sharing. We can discuss. All right. Any questions before you start practice? Okay. Pawan, you want to start first? Are you ready with? Pawan and Rishi?
Yeah, Uday, I am my network bit low. I mean slow because I lost power connection. I just connected with mobile. But taking
Understood.
loading time to load. I tried this SAP login. It is taking time.
Okay, so you want to wait, maybe let's go with Rishi. So this coordination you want to do, guys, you can do with this users, because you are from one team, I believe. I being an external guy. So go ahead with whatever whoever is ready with in the user format. Maybe Pawan said not, so maybe if Rishi is good, then Taha, go ahead. Then we'll discuss. Okay. Let me put this. Okay, team, I'm here. Please do practice. First the BP group, right? Vendor account group and customer setup, right? So you do the first vendor account group. That's the actual practice we follow, where we set up the vendor with external number range and the group we assign. Then we go to the BP group and do. Okay. So I'm out of all the transactions and quotes. You want to go ahead, you go ahead and let me know. Any issues we'll talk about.
Uday,
Yeah, go ahead.
When we do the BP configurations, okay, first is we define the number range. Second, we define the group in which
Group.
we assign that to that number range to that group.
True.
Then, how do I assign the BP group to the vendor account group? Where do I do that?
So did you do the vendor account group and number range
Yeah.
and BP group number range?
Yeah.
Okay. So now please go to SPR row,
Mm-hmm.
something called cross application components. And in that you are in SAP business partner. So close that SAP business partner.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
If you
Mm-hmm.
scroll down, you see something called master data synchronization.
Oh, okay. Right. Right. Got that. Yeah.
Right. In master data
And
synchronization,
vendor
there would
customer
be,
integration.
yes, customer vendor integration, then business partner settings,
Yes.
then settings for
Setting
business
for vendor and
vendor,
integration.
and then
Set BP role
assign
to.
fields.
Yeah.
No, not BP role one.
Okay.
Assign fields.
Field assignment for vendor integration.
Correct. In that, assign keys. Then in
Oh,
that, you go to, yes, BP direction to vendor.
okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. And you have done that vendor account group, vendor number range as external, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We have the user 11, 15, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22, 24 practicing. User 11, 15, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22, 24. So we don't have 12, 13, 14, 17, 19, 23, 25 users in system not practicing. Can you guys all also please utilize the time to practice with me? And any questions you have, we can solve in-house.
Hi Uday. So while creating customer group, I'm for request number, what we should give? Like I'm getting one prompt. I'm sharing my screen.
Okay.
Here, what we need to give? Like here, I can see like this.
For customizing request, you can include objects of this type. Create a new request. That's okay.
New request. Okay. Like
Create
how
a
to
new
do
one.
that?
You see here option you have. Yep. Go ahead. Give any description for this moment. That's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Save it. Let's see if it allows. Perfect.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Uday, can I share my screen for a minute?
Yes, go ahead, please.
I'm actually assigning the number assignment for direction BP to customer. Okay. When I'm doing that, like say for example, if I'm just copying yours, simply doing a copy as, and 22 was mine and ZC 22 was mine. When I click here and I click on save, don't know what wrong I've done. It does not take me to the
Okay.
transport request and it gives me this error.
It's saying for P100 there is a different setup. Can you go back? Go into it.
Okay.
Go to that P100 entry, please. What's the problem with this? Remove that same number. Maybe someone might have not done probably. Just give the no. Just remove that same number entry. That's it. Tick mark.
Oh, okay.
Try clicking enter after that. And go for your new entry and try to save. So if someone have done that config and it allowed and now they change the number range, right? If that number range is not matching, this error will come up mostly. So let's try now.
Yeah, I took it now.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay.
One more thing, Uday, like in case of if like in SAP when we have a return vendor concept, generally a customer is get assigned to that vendor, right? Here, how does it work
We do the
then?
same way.
Oh, same way.
Yes. So STO vendors, returns vendors, the same concept, but yeah, we'll discuss along with other concepts.
Sure. Okay.
Yep.
What does if the BP role has in bracket planned? What does that mean, Uday? Like you said, it should be maintained, right? Once it is done.
It should be either new or maintained. What else you see?
Planned.
Planned. Is it like you're editing it? Then maybe it might come up.
Okay. Let me try.
And maybe you're editing it, try saving it and go out of it and maybe come in again. Then let's see.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It still shows as planned. I'm in the display mode though.
Share for a moment, please. Let's see what's it up
Yeah.
with.
Okay. Yeah. So this was the one I created, and I hope.
Okay.
See, it shows here planned. All of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. All shows planned.
Hmm. Okay. This I have not seen. So usually till 2020, I have seen this as maintained coming up. But why is this coming as planned? Let me see. Whatever I created, let me see. What is it showing? Just be on the screen for a moment. Let me see mine. Let's go.
Okay.
It says planned and FLVN00. It doesn't say anything. Strange. Yeah. Instead of maintained, is it something it's planned? Might be the case. Yeah. So maybe in 2021, SAP has changed it to planned, probably. So till 2020, from 1709, I have seen it's coming as maintained, same in the same way in the brackets. But while you try to maintain during maintenance of any role, right, it comes as in brackets new.
Oh yeah, new I saw.
Yeah.
Like say for example, if I'm looking at this vendor of yours. Oh, even this says planned. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think now it's changed from maintained to planned by SAP.
Planned. Yeah.
Because in 2021 simplification list for vendors also, I haven't seen anything that it says like this. Probably, yeah, it might have been changed.
And like, do we have any reports here, like wherein I can have a link with what is my business partner associated with the vendor and the customer? No, right?
Report perspective. No, no, we don't have.
Hey, Uday, Shrikant here. In that
Yes.
synchronization steps, can you please guide me the menu part?
Sure. Yes, please. That's yeah. There is like one after another 5-6 steps together. So that's a pretty confusing thing. Go ahead. Let's do it. Okay, here we have micro master data synchronization, then customer vendor integration, then we go to business partner settings, then we go to settings for vendor integration, then we'll go to scroll down and go to assign keys or assign fields. Something will be there. What is that? Settings for field assignment for vendor integration. In this field assignment for vendor you click something. So yeah, in this field assignment for vendor integration, assign keys. Then you see define number range assignment from direction BP to vendor. Yes. It worked. Okay. You can pick from or you can give what you have created if you remember.
That's what I'm just checking. I started with 20 something.
Or maybe you go to T077D or T077K table. You can identify there as well. Parallel screen.
Which table?
T077K or D, I don't remember. Let's see one of them. This is 16 and T077K or D. Which one is for vendor? I don't remember. Yeah, K is for vendors, D is for customers. Then.
Yeah, this one.
I think yeah, ZV20. You can pick it up.
This is also right 20, but it says
It doesn't accept ZV. So no. First the baby group, then the vendor account group. I think you have given the ulta way. Yeah.
this also says doesn't execute TP.
It says ZM20 is not your BP group. Is that the case? You have created a different one? BP group table, I'm not sure. TB001. Yeah, try TB001. It said, na?
TP group is ZV20.
Vendor account group is also ZV20. Maybe then we can give this.
No. One is ZM and other is ZV.
Maybe let's see to the TB001 and see.
How to go back? TB001. Okay. I think entry is not here. How come?
That means is it not saved? ZB20 is yours?
ZB20.
Okay, that'd be fine. No worries.
This is right.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Uday.
Okay.
Uday,
Yep, go ahead.
Uday, like I have a one question. In the
Yes,
BP have a role, right?
yes.
So we can create a custom role.
Yes, we will do as well.
Okay.
Custom of FLVN 00 and 01, both.
Yeah, hi Uday, Shrikant here. I'll share my screen. So I created this grouping ZB20, right?
Hmm.
But while creating BP, I'm not able to find that. Is there any step I missed?
ZB, which one is the one you created?
ZB20,
28.
2020.
Okay, ZB20, I see it, correct. Can we move out of the config screen, like come out of it? And then, is this BP already open before the config?
No, I just opened this
Uh,
screen.
okay, let's close this out and come out of it. Okay, let's try again. Okay, now let's try. So let's say, okay, ZB
20.
222 is coming up, ZB 00 is coming, ZB
Yes.
20 is gone. Does this happen? Hold on, let me try from the GUI. Got a strange issue. I see ZB20, strangely. PB partner you have mentioned.
Yeah. So
I
you
see
need,
in the GUI, but
let me refresh.
wow. No, it's there that I see, right? ZB20. Let's go to BP and see one more time. Try you're creating an organization. Okay.
Mm, Let me close this and open again.
That works maybe. Let's see. Still not coming up.
Let me
I
refresh.
will log
this.
off once and try again.
Still, let me completely. What's this?
Okay. Log off and close that. Probably close it again totally and try login. Let's see. So brings. Still not coming up. Can you scroll up and down or somewhere you see if it's anywhere hidden? Because hold on, I think some of them without prefix are coming up to you, right? So please see if without prefix you have done that is coming up. Scroll down and slowly we'll see slowly, please. BP branches. C D D D. Okay, no.
BP group. Let me see. Something is called BP group.
You give the description as PB for it. No, right, yeah. It's your PB partner, you said. Let's go with P also. Search with alphabet P also.
P.
Yeah, P for Poland.
Okay.
Yeah, without that prefix, it's saved. That's why it's coming up like that.
Yesterday you told me some settings to have those
That is
technical.
already active, but yeah, let's go to the initial screen, please. Okay, here in the settings on the last GUI actions and settings. No, GUI actions and settings. Yep, then settings. Then you go to it would open a screen. Yeah. So go to visualization, drop down list. Yes, click, save. Go ahead.
Now we can see this. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
For purchasing is FLV and
FLVN00, FLVN01. Company code is FLVN00. Purchasing org is FLVN01.
00 is company code.
Yes, it is.
So we can select 0001 partner type, right? BP
What?
type. We don't need any here.
No, I think you created one, right? So okay, BP type. Sorry. Yeah, BP type. Whatever you want, you can create. You can use it.
So this is FLBN00 is the company code level, right? So where do we have to enter the company code information?
Okay, so since you are in create mode, right? You are in new. Okay, so you see on the check as an button, you see the word called check on the top. Next to it, you have something called more. If you click on that, you will see something called company code. The first option is itself the company code. You click on it, then it allows you to go in and input the company code. But yes, we are currently getting some errors, but you can try for no, close this please. So don't select from here. So what I would recommend is click on that company codes word on the right side. Company codes word on the right side, yes. Then you select, click on it, input your company code. So there is 1710, the good company code I have here in the system. You can pick and you input the tick on the supplier. You just select it and click on the tick on supplier and adopt. Then it adopts the data for which now you need to maintain the vendor account assignment and payment transactions information.
Can select any right here.
Yes, anything. Search term in the general data. Go to the general data, please. Left side you have it. Left to your, no, here, there itself on the top you go. Left to the word more, you see general data. Yes, click on it please and go to the scroll left till the left. Address tab you have to go for. No, here itself on the vendor general data in the bottom, you see. Yeah, here scroll left, you have the left arrow, right? Yeah, go more. Yes, in the address, give the search term please. Scroll up more please. Yes, here the search term one, if you give, it will allow you to save. You can save.
It's saved now.
All right.
I'm now extending same to the purchasing org.
Okay. So before we go there, guys, we are good with today's class, and any issues any one of you have, we'll discuss tomorrow. So we are done with the topics on today, and we'll be continuing tomorrow, and we'll be now going with issues of Puneet access. Okay. If anyone who is done with, you can drop off. Thank you for today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.